Hello, and welcome to Watches with a Woman. I'm here today to talk about one of my favorite watches of all time, the Omega Ploprof, and this is the reissue of a watch from the 1970s that Omega came out with in order to go to extreme depths for professional divers. So now to show you some of the details and features of this watch. The bi-rotating bezel is operated if you press and hold in the big orange button on the reissues, which was a large plastic red button on the original watches. It has the screw-down crown with the crown guard, just like the original. So unlike the original, this is no longer a monoblock case, as it is a screw-down case back here with the lovely seahorse on it of the Omega Seamasters. However, they did add the helium escape valve in order to release helium pressure as you dive to that lovely 1,200 meters on your weekends off. If you look at the shark mesh bracelet, it is one of the most comfortable bracelets. Just look at the way it moves. It's like fabric. It hugs your skin, is still quite breathable, and is definitely a gorgeous feature of this watch. You can also get this on a rubber band, which is also nice and incredibly comfortable. But for that 70s retro vibe, and for something so unique and still incredibly comfortable, the shark mesh Milanese band is definitely a fantastic way to go for this watch. So it can extend. The clasp itself has this pusher, which I already have out, which allows for a good amount of extra band length to where I can wear it over jackets, over thick sweaters in the winter. There was a former chairman of Fiat who used to be known for his fashion and be known for wearing watches over his dress shirts, over his sweaters, which, well, perhaps it doesn't work for all watches in all situations. With this particular watch, which is so unique and already such a statement, with certain looks, especially as a woman, you can get away with a lot. It does have an extra clasp extension, which this portion is supposed to be able to pull out, which in combination with this allows you to wear it over even incredibly thick dry suits for diving, even with padding underneath to keep you warm. However, this is one of the drawbacks of the watch for me, as this feature is particularly difficult to deploy, and I tend to avoid pulling it out because it is something that I've actually already had to get replaced on this watch because it got stuck out, even though I'd only had this watch for under 2 years. It is, however, an amazing, beautiful watch. Date between the 4 and 5 o'clock hour markers. And just look at the beautiful orange details, which are just brought out even more by the boldness of the button. This is a gadget. It's a real beast of a watch, but because its longest dimension is the 55 millimeters across, as this goes up the arm, lug to lug, 48 millimeters, really not that intense. The lugs fit very well on the wrist. They don't hang over because there isn't a gap between the bracelet and the case. It can help a smaller wrist to really wear this watch. Of all the brands doing these reissues of vintage watches, The Omega Ploprof is one of the most stunning because of its gadgetry, but also its incredibly friendly nature, its 70s vibe, but because larger watches are more of a thing now, this is not such a statement to where it's very wearable, even for smaller wrists.